Hello and welcome to this episode of Hobby Banter. And it's been a while, but I figured I might just as well now record a new episode for this series. This series is purely intended to keep you a bit of company whilst you're painting or doing anything hobby related, or for as far I care, you can do whatever you want. If you want to do the dishes while you listen to this, that's okay with me as well. I'll apologize up front for possible noise in the house. Normally I record these when I'm alone in the house, and due to the whole COVID-19 situation I clearly am not alone in the house at the moment. All six of us are at home, so there might be some noises throughout the house that you can hear. Also I have the window open because it's very nice weather, and it gets pretty hot up here pretty quickly, so I really want to keep the window open today. And the birds you hear singing outside. So what have I been up to? Well, I've mostly been very busy, therefore I didn't really have an opportunity to make a lot of videos lately. I did, however, record quite some material over the time, and I should have enough to make a bunch of new videos in the upcoming time. First things first, I'm working on this Custodes. He's going to be a part of a kill team, and I wanted to do something different, so I decided to go for a grey-white look. And I'm at the moment mostly working on his left leg, left leg, and his right arm. It's pretty time consuming, so I do this part by part. But slowly he's coming together nicely. As you can see, I hope you can see. I already finished the right leg, as far as the grey and whites go. And I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do with the rest of the model. I'm actually thinking doing golds and reds to create a nice contrast on the model. I'll be painting 3 of these, and one will be a tutorial as well in the future somewhere. I also finished the tutorial on a blue horror and a death guard marine, a traitor marine, and I have ones for a Scarab Occult Terminator ready. That one just needs editing. The other 2 already actually are edited, so I just need to do the voiceover for that. Thumbnails are ready, so hopefully tonight I get some quiet time to do a voiceover on one of those videos, and I'll try and get it uploaded as soon as possible. So this whole situation we're in at the moment is it's making life busy in a different way, I guess. The kids are at home from school, like nearly everywhere in the world, I assume by now. Took our government a bit of time before they actually closed the schools, because they argued that kids aren't at that much risk, but well, at a certain point when all the teachers are staying at home, and you start to actually wonder why they can't go to the sports clubs, but they can go to school. That's a bit weird, and it also had to do with the government wanting people to, especially in the key jobs, to keep going to their job, so that the country actually stays up and functioning. So they had to work around that first. Um, so basically, schools are still open for kids whose parents are working those key jobs, vital jobs or essential jobs, just however you want to call it. But as far as I know, the school where two of our children go to, actually no kids are there. So most parents still prefer to keep their children at home at the moment, which, well, I can fully relate to. I don't want my kids to go outside as well. Um, Even though over here they're actually still allowed to play outside, we don't let them play outside because they can also, well, you never know what they're going to be in contact with. So if they play outside, so we prefer to just have them stay in until this situation gets better. Um, we've had quite a lot of dead people over here in the Netherlands. Not as bad as some other countries, but yeah, better be safe than sorry, I guess. My my father-in-law is really sick. He's starting to slowly do a bit better, but he's a man of age, so he's around 70, and he has diabetes, so he's at pretty high risk, and they actually try and do anything over here to not get you in the hospital, because um, well, considering that you get the advice to say goodbye to people who actually go to ICU, to the ICU, you actually don't want your family and relatives to go there, clearly. But if only 20% makes it through, it's not that good. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't want your family to be in that situation. So I'm on one hand really happy he's still at home, and on the other hand he should actually be in the hospital. He has been so sick. Even though yesterday he was doing pretty well. I think one of the hardest parts is you can't just go and visit him because, well, we don't want to catch the virus ourselves. Even though I think I had it last week, so I probably still have it, but I'm feeling much better this week. And last week I mostly was incredibly tired, and my body just hurt like with the flu, but worse. And I'm thankful I didn't get any breathing issues, more than I normally have due to the lung condition I have. Um, so I guess it's just wait a few more days before I'm sure I'm all better, because I read about this virus that even if you start feeling better, it can quickly come back and hurt you again or put you down again, and so I better take some extra care in not getting sick again. So over these past few months, over the first while I didn't paint a whole lot. I just didn't feel like it, or I didn't have the time for it. And then after that, I mainly painted Thousand Suns. Actually, finishing the whole marine part of that army that I'm building. Finishing all 30 rubric marines and 3 exalted sorcerers with a unit of 10 terminators. It's more meant to be a fun list than really a min-maxed list. Clearly, I really don't want to paint those Sangors. And yesterday I got my Psychic Awakening book where they're in. Forgot the name. It's for a lot of the 40k rules, and it's starting to look like you need to bring 500 books again to a game, and I don't really like that. They should make the books a lot smaller, or hand out copies that are easier to carry around. At least that's the way I feel. I mean, I would still buy the normal codex or rulebook or whatever, because I just want to have that. But it would be nice to have a smaller version as well, so that if I have to carry around 4, 5, 6 books, it's not going to weigh a ton. What's your opinion on that? I would love to have a little bit of a discussion about that. Don't get me wrong, I do like the books. I do like the art and the lore in there if I have time to read it. But you know, by now, if you, let's say my Thousand Sun army, I need 2 codexes for it. One for the actual Thousand Suns and one for the demons I want to use in the army. And then next to that, I'm going to need the Psychic Awakening book, a rule book, a chapter approved. So that's already 5 books. I feel that's way more than you would need to have to carry around. Clearly, I can type everything out on paper and take that with me, but that's not really the idea of buying books, I guess. You want to use the books. Forgot a little part here. So, we have been in isolation now for like what, 4 or 5 weeks, and it might sound stupid, but it's doing our family and our kids really good. I mentioned before that my stepson has autism, and he had to get used to the new daily routine schedule thing. They get homeschooled now, or they, like, in a video conference, they get schooled right now. And the smallest ones, the little kids, we need to do it ourselves. So I, in general, start the day with doing that, teaching them a bit, and then I'll continue and do some painting just to relax a bit. And even though I'm not, like, I see a lot of people online being able to just make their entire stocks of Warhammer disappear right now. Um, that's not the case. I still don't have that time, but I do have some more free time at hand at the moment, and it really helps getting through the day. Also, playing a video game or something like that really is helping out at the moment. I just made the mixture for the next highlight, and like I said, I will be making a tutorial on these guys as well in the future. I'm sorry for my phone, but I'm expecting a call today, so I need the sound to be on, and also because everybody is at home, and sometimes the kids need some help with their schoolwork. I can't get disturbed during this video, so it might get a bit wonky, and normally I would then simply delete the whole video, but today I won't be doing that. Simply because I really I miss doing the YouTube videos, and I really want to get back into it, get making new content again. Especially the tutorials, I enjoy those a lot, and this series, I enjoyed this one a lot as well. It doesn't do so well viewer wise, but I'm okay with that. So as you, and I normally stretch my arm to check how a model is turning out. So if you see me do that, you know what I'm doing. I'm just checking if the transitions are okay enough for a tabletop model. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the whole isolation stuff. It's getting, after like 4 or 5 weeks, it's getting hard to keep the kids entertained. They're not allowed to go out of the yard. They can play outside in the yard. We have this big trampoline standing there, and they enjoyed that, even though we were planning on getting rid of it because of the noise it makes. We're at the moment pretty happy we still have it around, so they can use it right now. It's all a bit weird and a bit, yeah, just strange. The whole sensation and feeling this gives, it's just awkward. In the beginning I thought, well, this must roughly be how war feels, only without the shooting. You can't go places, you actually don't, well, want to go outside. I think a lot of people want to go outside. We're just not allowed at the moment. Well, we're allowed to go outside, but not in groups or to do social activities. So Warhammer is going to be one of those. And well, I can perfectly do without for at least this time, because I'll just spend an extra hour of painting, and usually in the evening just watch some television or go sit behind my computer and write an email or something like that. If one of my viewers actually sends me an email nearly every day, and we have nice conversations in that. And I really enjoy that. Just talk about life stuff and Warhammer, clearly, wargaming. Um, so that's actually super enjoyable, and it helps getting through the day as well. Clearly, because it's nice to just have a conversation with somebody who is not around you for the entire day already. Um, and also we get to discuss how the situation is on the other side of the world and stuff like that. So that's pretty okay. And it's nice to know how other countries deal with certain situations, because um, the news over here is mainly about, well, our own country, and we get quite some information about countries like Italy, and a bit about Spain, but not so much as Italy, clearly, because I think at the moment Italy is where we can take learning from. Yesterday, the whole talking about getting the football season back going, or whatever. It's such bullshit. I enjoy football a lot, or soccer, for those of you who are not European, or call it soccer. But not at the cost of lives. There has been, I've read about being that this one soccer match that probably caused a lot of the problems that are in Italy right now. So I feel they should have quit whole sports stuff sooner than what they actually did. And I also don't think it's worthwhile to, if the season is already running to an end, to just restart it. Just stop it and focus on next year. If next year it's even possible to play again, because I don't know. I got this feeling the situation isn't going to be over really soon. To be honest, got the feeling we might be stuck in this situation for quite some time. So better make the best of it and just deal with it. Something that does kind of worry me is the amount of domestic violence that went up in, well, over here at least. There's like twice the amount of calls for it. So that's pretty big, pretty bad. But I can somewhat understand. Not that I plan on beating up my wife, but I can somewhat understand the frustration. I'm not frustrated at all with her. I think I'm pretty lucky in that respect that I'm already a stay-at-home dad, so I'm kinda used to being at home. I do miss my little trips every day though. Going to school to pick the kids up, going to do the groceries, and because due to my lung condition, I'm in a risk group. So I don't get to do the groceries right now. My wife does them. We didn't really hoard up on stuff. We made sure we had enough food for like 2 weeks, just in case both of us got sick at the same time, and we needed to. We weren't allowed to go outside or anything. So, but we did that pretty early on, way before everybody started really hoarding. And because my wife was kind of worried. I have to admit that in the beginning I thought, well, this is just some sort of like flu or something. But well, apparently it's worse than that. So let's change the subject a bit, because before we all get super depressed by me, and that's not really the plan. What have you all guys been working on? I already told that I did my 1,000 Suns. Actually, was pretty amazed with how quickly I got them done. And they are pretty okay for just for playing games. Don't plan on go and win any type of painting competitions with them. I never plan on that, to be honest. I don't. I actually never participate in painting competitions. I don't care about them. To me, they're a waste of time. I rather spend the time either painting or with my kids or something like that. So he's coming along nicely. I just need to do the pure white. It's going pretty fast. I remember the other leg taking way more time, but on the other leg I also painted this, and then I decided afterwards that I'm gonna paint this in a different color just to make some contrast. It's too much. So what else have I been working on? Well, clearly the demons to go with 1,000 Suns. I finished a couple of blue horrors so far. Still a lot more to do. I need a herald, a greater demon. I still need to paint Magnus. I actually need to build him first. It's a bit thinning. I do need to build Magnus first, but I'm currently building the greater demon. I figured if I have the option, I want an army with two of those big guys, and there will be no vehicles in the army or just infantry. I enjoy playing with infantry. It's another one of those. I really always just select the units that I actually want in my army, and not based on stats, but based on looks. So rule of cool. So I have like 20 pink horrors, 10 blue horrors, 10 one of those, the little ones, the brimstone horrors, a herald, 3 exalted champions, then 30 rubric marines, 10 scarebuckle terminators, Magnus and the greater demon, and 3 exalted sorcerers, in case I didn't call them out already. So and probably it's gonna get its ass kicked constantly, but well, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I just want to have some fun with it. And I like 2 weeks ago, I cracked open my Warcry box, built all the terrain, played a couple of games. The first 2 just with myself, because reasons. And I played one with my stepdaughter. And it's actually a pretty entertaining game. When I watched some battle reports, I thought, well, I don't know, man. not a good game. But when I actually played it myself, I really enjoyed it. So, and my stepdaughter has started painting her own small army kill team of Drukari. So I want to love to get a game in against that. I've actually been thinking of recording battle reports with my stepdaughter, and in a way that she actually learns the game. So it's not going to be basically me playing against me with her throwing some dice around the table. And I've been thinking about, well, not so much thinking, I'm in the process of figuring out a system so that you can play 40k on your own. But I'll probably make a video about that later on. I'm gonna need the living room for that. So that's gonna be a late night recording, I guess. Yeah, pretty happy with how this guy's slowly turning out. Just need to be careful with the white. That it's nice and thin, and it spreads nicely. Well, we all know. I don't think there's a lot of people who have white as their favorite painting color, so. Just try and blend it in a bit. Yeah. So, the last time I recorded one of these, we were pretty much trying to figure out what's wrong with one of our kids. What's wrong? That's a completely wrong chosen word, but what her issues are, because she had some trouble. We were thinking about autism, and in the meantime, she has been seeing a therapist for that, and it's not autism. They can't really diagnose her with anything, but they did find that her processing speed is extremely low, and that causes problems for her in school, because every day she got home from school really frustrated, and she was all angry, and so right now she isn't going to school, and she's all good. And just to give you an idea, she didn't eat, she didn't sleep. All she did was yell and scream, and well, I guess we all know how it feels to be frustrated. So, and she just, it wasn't a whole lot of fun. Let's call it that way. And now she doesn't need to go to school. It's all good. She's eating, she's sleeping. She's actually sleeping in her own room. She was sleeping in our room. We gradually moved her back to her own room. She was actually sleeping with my wife in our bed. So then we moved her out of our bed to a separate bed in our room. Let her sleep for there for a while. And in the end, last week we moved her back to her own room, and all without any problems. She had when she was like 3 years old, we already had her off diapers, and already that's still a bit late, but that's okay. Um, and when she started to go to school, she needed diapers again, and that kind of stuff. And that's actually the last thing for now. And then we'll have her all back the way she. That's good for her, and good for everybody. So now, finally, a lot of people are listening because, well, how much more proof do you need? We were saying this all along, me and my wife, but nobody listened. And I'm actually pretty much done with a lot of those so-called social workers and stuff like that, because they started just cramming their own diagnosis on her and acting on that, and I completely didn't agree. And well, now all of a sudden they're all listening. She needs to go to a different school with smaller classes and less kids in the classroom, stuff like that. So they're working on that right now, and I'm hoping that after the summer, and if everything is back to normal again, clearly, she can go to a different school. It would really help her out, and it would help, well, my entire family out, clearly, because if you have one person constantly going around being frustrated and angry, and that's not gonna, that's not good for anybody. Especially since she's only 5 years old. She can't really help it. She she doesn't do it on purpose. But it's hard. It's difficult. Also, as a parent, to see that it's difficult. Knowing that your kid needs help, but you can't give it because you don't have the power to actually do that, to change it. It's all long roads ahead, and so in that light, this whole situation is actually really great because it accelerated a lot in that side for my little girl. So I'm happy for her. In case you guys wonder, Igor's doing fine. Speak to him every now and then a bit, and he's still doing fine. He's still working. He delivers the mail in the town where he lives. We can't meet up right now, unfortunately. We were nicely playing Bushido for a while, which is a really enjoyable game as well, by the way. So if you with good-looking models. So if you're looking for a nice game after this coronavirus thing, I can recommend Bushido. well, I can really recommend that game. It's good fun to play. Um, we tried to play Infinity for a while, but at least I found out that you really need to play that a lot to get a good comprehension of the rules. So that's not going to be it for me, I guess, because I don't get to play enough. So I don't get to. I'm sorry, I don't get to play enough. So Infinity isn't something for me. I'll just I'll stick to Warhammer and play a bit of Bushido because Bushido doesn't have that many rules. It's pretty easy to understand and it's pretty straightforward to play. So what do I need to do? I need to do this shield, the head, the torso, and the left arm. I guess I can do the torso and the shield or something like that next. So let's mix some paint. I'll do the torso and the front of the shield. I'm actually hoping to get this guy finished today. I think you've seen by now that it takes quite some time. But that's okay, and I'm okay with that. I'm in no rush, and I need to do the other two anyway. So. I assembled these models like 2 years ago or something, without any idea what I was going to do with it. I still have another set. Maybe I should have just taken the other set and built those, because the shield being on the model isn't really helpful. But I'll manage. But it's not really something I would recommend the next time. And the 3 guys I have right now all have shields. So I'll probably be painting more after these guys, because I also want some without shields. But them being pretty expensive point wise, it's okay. Because only 3 of these guys already make a full kill team of 99 points. So that's how expensive they are, and that's with or without the shield. Without the shield they're a bit better at shooting. With the shield they're, I guess, better at not dying. Which also is something if you only bring 3 models, not dying is valuable. And they'll have, like, I think a 3-up invulnerable save with the shield. So they'll have some resistance against mortal wounds as well. Far better than the general kill team has. In arena they'll no doubtly suck, because you just 3 models just isn't going to work. So they're not going to be playing arena matches. Not that sure if they can take characters along. No, they can take the Alaris guys along, but they are like 60 something points, so then you'll get a 2-man kill team. I might get some of them anyway, because they're good looking models. I really like the whole aesthetics of these Custodes. So wouldn't be a really bad idea to just get a couple more, paint them up, and have some fun games with them. I, however, don't see me build an entire army for these guys. I don't think I'll enjoy playing this in a 2000 point shape or form, or so just not enough models. I far more enjoy like horde armies to play with, and I don't know the exact rules for Custodes, but I think if you have like 40 of them, you have a relatively big army, and that's not big enough for me. So that's not something I would play or buy. For that matter. So don't expect that. I'll just stick to the maybe like 8 models or something, and then just have the kill team. Being able to play with them in kill team. And still, if you only have 3 models, losing one of them will be devastating for your team. So I wonder how it will work. Even though with their toughness 5 and 2 up armor save, they do have good protection. They have 3 wounds each, so they won't be dying quickly. But if one dies, I think it's going to be very noticeable. Well then, the shield. Well, the front of the shield. So I decided to just make these wings this color. And I'll make the outlining and all the other ceremonial stuff on there, gold and red, later on. But that's for later. So as usual, let me know in the comments down below what you've been working on. Always nice to hear that. And if you feel the need or you want to, you can also always send me an email, and I'd like to I'll email you back just to have a little bit of a conversation in this situation. We could just talk a bit about Warhammer or everyday common stuff. Not that I'm a therapist or anything like that, but I also don't want to have those type of conversations just to break the day. And if you don't want to, that's okay as well, clearly. Feel absolutely free to do what you like. Just check how far we're nearly already at 50 minutes. I expected this to be a lot harder because it has been a while. The recording of this video, I mean, not the painting, because I'm okay with that. But it's not that difficult actually. Normally, I remember that it's also something that held me back from recording one. Sometimes I don't know what to talk about. I think it's pretty okay today. Even though, well, we have this one big elephant in the room to talk about clearly, but I don't want to talk about it all the time. I watched a documentary about it this weekend, and it really it put me in a bad mood. Really, it turned me down a bit. I just felt like, well, crap afterwards. Pretty depressed actually, and that wasn't really nice. So I'm mixing the next highlight. And like I said, I will be doing a tutorial on these guys later on, once I have some stuff finished. I'll just, where is he? Because I'm working on this one for the tutorial. And there's a third one standing there as well, so just have to wait and see till they're finished. But sometimes it's I feel if I just take my time, it'll make the videos better as well. So because I won't be experiencing pressure to have to deliver a video in time, or and also life just doesn't always make that happen for me. So just taking my time, and I'd rather make a nice video than because I have to make a video. And I'm pretty sure that once it all starts to roll a bit again, I'll be able to make a reasonable amount of videos anyway. So especially now the situation with my daughter is getting solved a bit, I feel way more relaxed about that, and I should be able to more easy find a bit of time to record some material, some footage, and make some videos. I just had a, oh yeah, so I sure hope that with the Easter weekend coming up, people will stay in their houses, stay at home, not start doing stupid stuff. Make people sick. Like I said before, I fully understand that people are sick and tired of the situation, but do you really want to infect somebody else or yourself just because you felt the need to go outside for a bit? It's not only me, let's call it like that. I think for a lot of people, and I'm one of those. In the beginning, I thought, well, it can't be that bad, but it's bad. So, but we have some really nice weather at the moment. It's unfortunate we can't go out, but well, like I said before, better be safe than sorry. If you made it this far into the video, because we're closing in on an hour, I'm going to recommend Mini Warzone. Pete does these type of videos as well. He usually has one a week. He's far better at it than I am. And I can really recommend his channel. So currently he's working on a zombie side set, which he got for his birthday. And go pay him a visit. If I remember, I'll put a link to his channel down in the description. But I'll probably forget that, as usual. And I'll try and upload this video. You know what? I'll try and upload it today. I'll have it out. Because otherwise I know what's going to happen. I'll forget about it, and then I'll get busy with something else, and in like 5 weeks time I think, oh yeah, I still have that video. Because I did record a couple of them, like I said before, but I just forgot to upload them, and then after a while I think, well, I can't upload them now because they're outdated in so many ways. I just delete them, and I again don't have footage, so I have to start over again. So I just have to make sure I do this today, get it all done, and quickly make a thumbnail, which shouldn't be that hard. So but we'll see. We'll see. I just need to force myself to do it today. Shields aren't that much fun to paint. I can already tell that. It's a good thing I don't need to do like 30 of them. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. I think it's long enough. It leaves me to say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got some hobby time in. Like I said before, feel free to send me an email if you want to talk to somebody, or just want to tell me something. Send me a picture in the email of what you've been working on. Always happy to receive those. We can talk a bit about Warhammer and whatnot. So, if you want to. If you don't want to, don't. I hope you liked and enjoyed the video. I hope you got a lot of work done. Pretty happy with where this guy is right now. So, I'm gonna stop the video right now. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.